So let's talk about the 1090 Jake situation. I did a video on the other platform and I broke down how the whole Larry Hoover situation was infiltrated by 1090 Jake for another monetization purpose to also downgrade a brother. Now, 1090 Jake had the whole internet on fire blazing when he put it out there that Larry Hoover was a rat. So what happened is 1090 Jake is double downing on it. He called Larry Hoover a rat based on reports of another Chicago platform, another content creator that was on Instagram too, I also seen. And he tried to hide his hand when he was doing that whole documentary on Larry Hoover, if y'all paying attention. If you're paying attention, the man kept trying to say, I got nothing to do with this, right? But everybody know he got the largest platform that incriminates people, or whether they rats or not, your platform hits home. The algorithm is with you. You a Mayo dude, and Mayo people with that algorithm go hand in hand. YouTube recommend a fun boy like you besides us in our videos or whatnot. We get shadow banned, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's gratuity, whatever, bro, for y'all. But you keep trying to act like you got nothing to do with nothing. And the funny part about that is that make you look weird is you had everything to do with it. Because the rumor been floating about Larry Hoover with that bullshit for a minute now. You never had paperwork. It was from a 60s article, which was rampant in racism and everything back then. They'll put any article on a nigga back then. They'll tell you Malcolm X came from Pluto before they have you believing he got that much influence and power like that. Larry Hoover is a man of influence. So, of course, a nigga like, you feel me? What's his name? 1090 Jake the Snake will come out the way to see what he can perpetrate off of it. He's trying to hide his hand for the backlash, but then again, he got 100 niggas that looking at him sideways like, bro, are you in this to hurt people and ruin their lives, or are you here to do proper professional work? Because what he's doing is no different than the dirty sector. See, we got a sector on YouTube called the dirty sector, and there's a lot of talented people down there. I kind of somewhat came from that, but not really. I don't want to explain that. But it's a lot of talented folks in the dirty sector, and they don't get they shine the way a 1090 Jake get it. He wasn't the first to do what he do. But if you look like 1090 Jake, you happen to be a Mayo dude like him, people just give them all type of passes, no molasses. You feel me? So to normalize what 1090 Jake is doing, it's a lot of his little fun boys. They got nothing but excuses for this dude. It'll be a lot of other Mayo dudes trying to tell us melanated people from these neighborhoods that 1090 Jake is exploiting because he got money or some type of connection because his Mayo complexion. Don't let that go over your head. So real dudes who's from that same trenches that I come from, and I never perpetrated like I was Billy Badass. You feel me? Because the hood got a lot of niggas like me where we don't gangbang, but we affiliated just based on family, blood, all that. The precision and strategy that 1090 Jake uses is typical. Niggas in our community are so gullible and so weak. They're willing to be in this Stockholm syndrome where they want to be accepted by everybody. So you got niggas in these gangs or whatever. They allow all their rules to be broken. They allow minstrel shows like a 1090 Fake the Snake, Jake the Snake to be in their midst. Meanwhile, from them same Tampa streets on them back blocks, niggas is telling me the A1 and 411 on 1090 Jake, and I ain't never ran with these stories on him because I didn't give a damn. So what? It was like, why not stick the code and stay away from his programming? But you try to eliminate other brothers on YouTube, other melanated brothers on YouTube. That's factual. You try to get rid of them for 1090 Jake acceptance. You might as well write your acceptance speech because Jake done used all of y'all. The boy done dropped his flag. You gonna tell me it ain't dropping his flag? Hold on. You're gonna tell me it's not dropping his flag. He did a whole interview before he exposed Larry Hoover, which he didn't expose Larry Hoover. We'll get to that. Because Larry Hoover, the guy who got snitched on, allegedly, he's saying he didn't get snitched on. The one who shot Larry Hoover said Larry ain't never told on him. So who we gonna believe? Now 1090 Jake is standing down on it and saying that the dude who's saying Larry Hoover didn't snitch is a rat himself. That might be so, but I don't know. But you see the deflections here. On one hand, 1090 is telling y'all he ain't really into it like that no more. He's changing how he branding himself. Remember that? Remember 3 years ago on No Jumper, or 2.5 years ago, he did his interview flexing with the chain. He had them two dudes next to him. He's talking about he's not going to be doing this no more. He's going to be the interview guy. He did one good interview of one of his partners who came back to the world. You feel me? Homie was locked up for a minute from Tampa himself. And that interview was going loco stupid. You feel me? I think it did damn near 1 million. You feel me? And the problem with that is he ended up exposing his own homeboy. Right, made his own homeboy look like a rat. I don't even know if dog's a rat or not, but you dig what I'm saying? Everybody get burns by that dude. And you ain't see no more interviews no more. It was back to exposing rats and all that. But he said he was going to flip what he do. Not that I can control what he do, but let's get back to the other graphs before we get to Larry Hoover. So 1090 Jake was on the show and he dropped this flag. He said he ain't repping that no more. The Bloods or whatever set he come from, the Bloods. You feel me? I'm watching Jack. I'm watching what he got to say. And the boy is not believable at all, but he's believable to y'all. I got nothing against 1090 Jake. I look at my minstrel show of a people. I look at what they do when these 1090 Jakes, Adam 22, Vlad TV. And I got nothing against Vlad and them as well, but they don't know the power they got over my community. All you got to do is be a non-melanated person, and you come around with these Jakes with a camera, these dudes and these stepping fetchings get to doing wild things just to be part of what you got going. You can't make this up, bro. All this is factual in what I'm saying, bro. So a 1090 Jake is only doing what y'all allowed him to do, what you won't allow other brothers to do, right? So Larry Hoover being put out there as a rat was typical of one of you people to take the bait, because we real ones, we already seen the story out there. And when I seen there was no real paperwork other than an article, I'm like, get this bullshit the hell out my face, bruh. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And that's the sad part about that whole serious side of that situation. You got folks who looked at it as 2 G's, and it was never that. It was a dude who on record is not looking right. He looked shaky, 1090 Jake. From allegedly being a rat himself, I don't know if it's true or not, but when I looked at his side of things, it looked probable that your paperwork is dirty, Jake. Because your excuse is when you told on some make-believe people. See, these make-believe niggas, I ain't never seen nothing but a snake and a fake. You see me, these shake-believe niggas, because you can shake them and they break. Don't let that go over your head when I'm spitting right now, bro. Because if it was you or me who did the excuse that Jake used to not be considered a rat, niggas wouldn't let us get away with that. We couldn't even walk through them streets no more. Raise your hand if you could still walk through your neighborhood. I know I can anytime I want to, even other folks' neighborhood, because that respect goes around the way. See, I'm somebody on YouTube, I guess. But other than that, in real life, I'm somebody, not no celebrity, not no public figure. I'm somebody. Don't let that go over your head. Somebody is over everybody. But you don't understand that because you're glamorized by Jake and his views and his cameras and not seeing that that algorithm doesn't play nice. You could be hella talented. It don't mean nothing. Whatever the algorithm choose, that's what they push. So they push all of Jake madness that they criticize on you and I when we do somewhat of a similar thing, right? We the worst content creators in the world, according to them. But Jake is a genius. Wow. Brand new. He's meeting Jolly, the rapper, whatever the Jolly Nick dude, whatever that dude is, the one who's a country singer. He's meeting everybody because Jake is so phenomenal. Only he's doing things the brother's been doing on YouTube, like Doc Hicks TV. Shout out to Doc Hicks TV. If y'all know, you know. If you know, you know, bruh. Real ones who's been doing what 1090 Jake is doing damn near 13, 15 years before Jake was even doing this, bruh. This is factual. People look down on us for doing it, like Trap Lord Ross. Homeboy took the same thing we've been doing in 2010 and 11. He doing it all in England, don't know nobody, taking it from Chiractology on Reddit, things like that, taking videos like mine and other people's information and throwing it out there. But you know what he's not doing? He ain't having a conversation with their moms who lost their kids that he did stories about and got rich about. I did a whole, GoFundMe and all that for some of these Chicago rappers who died. This is factual. Documented and is in the physical flesh. Hell, I'm on Mama Duck in them side and I'm on Duty Low on them in them side. That's Lil Durk and all of them, bro. Because I don't pick no side. This ain't no movie, dog. When them folks drop, it's real life. But y'all let all these infiltrators come through and don't want... No wonder niggas got all these identity crises going on in our community. Niggas don't know what to call themselves. But I know one thing, all you blacks know how to do, no matter if it's in America, Africa, the Caribbeans, South America, North America, a nigga is good to allow an infiltrator to come through if the complexion got the protection. God damn, bruh. And that's the sad part. That's why I tell you, I ain't got no beef with 1090 Jake. I see that man today, I won't be like, what's up with you? Because I feel some type of way. I can't fake it. I do. I see dudes like him don't have to work hard as us. They don't have to build real structured relationships that can potentially get us wiped away. These dudes get to live in their comfortable chinny chin chin and popping out. Not only that, the algorithm favors them too and cater to them, telling your story. Meanwhile, I got to deal with a nigga telling me about myself every second, but he behaves like a good dude when he's in front of old boy. Right. Don't let that part go over your head, bro. All this is true through and through. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. But we want real ones with this other channel I got right here, bro. I want to build this to be something bigger, bro, because this way you just get to speak that. You feel me? I'm not bigger than none of y'all. I'm not none of that. You feel me? I'm not some follower of Larry Hoover. But if a man got a solid reputation, no matter if you approve of what he did or not, don't soil the name with propaganda for your benefit purposes of monetization. That's nasty work. See, I'm going to lay down the law the right way if none of y'all else want to. I'm going to speak on it because I'm that guy. I'm a man first. I'm not a thug. I'm not none of that. I'm just a man first. Nothing comes before a man but God. Don't let that part go over your head, kid. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Blessone, the best one. Thank you for watching another episode of DJ Blessone Live. You feel me? Refreshing.